Hello, good morning. Today I am traveling to the Thanjavur to see the Brihadiswara Temple. The temple is located in the city of Thanjavur, about 350 kilometers southwest of Chennai. The city is connected daily to other major cities by the network of Indian Railways, Tamil Nadu bus services and the national highways 67, 45C, 226 and 226 extent. The nearest airport with regular services is Tiruchirappalli International Airport, about 55 kilometers away. The city and the temple, though inland, are at the start of the Kaveri River Delta, thus with access to the Bay of Bengal and through it to the Indian Ocean. Along with the temples, the Tamil people completed the first major irrigation network in the 11th century for agriculture, for movement of goods, and to control the water flow through the urban center. Thanjavur, also known as Thanjai, previously known as Tanjore, is a city in the Indian state of Tamil Nadu. It is the 12th biggest city in Tamil Nadu. Thanjavur is an important center of southern Indian religion, art and architecture. Most of the great living Chola temples, which are UNESCO World Heritage Monuments, are located in and around Thanjavur. The foremost among these, the Brihadiswara Temple, built by the Chola Emperor Rajaraja I, is located in the center of the city. This temple has one of the largest bull statues, called Nandi, in India, carved out of a single granite rock. Thanjavur is also home to Tanjore painting, a painting style unique to the region. Thanjavur is the headquarters of the Thanjavur district. The city is an important agricultural center located in the Kaveri Delta and is known as the Rice Bowl of Tamil Nadu. Thanjavur is administered by a municipal corporation covering an area of 36.31 km square. Roadways are the major means of transportation, while the city also has rail connectivity. The nearest airport is Tiruchirappalli International Airport, located 59.6 km away from the city. The nearest seaport is Karaikal, which is 94 km away from Thanjavur. The city first rose to prominence during the reign of the Cholas when it served as the capital of the empire. After the fall of the Cholas, the city was ruled by various dynasties such as the Mutharayar dynasty, the Pandyas, the Vijayanagar Empire, the Madurai Nayaks, the Thanjavur Nayaks, the Thanjavur Marathas and the British Empire. It has been a part of independent India since 1947. Brihadiswara Temple, called Rajarajaswaram by its builder, and known locally as Thanjai Periya Kovil or Thanjavur Big Temple and Peruvudayar Kovil, is a Shaivite Hindu temple built in a Chola architectural style located on the south bank of the Kaveri River in Thanjavur, Tamil Nadu, India. It is one of the largest Hindu temples and an exemplar of Tamil architecture, a subset of Dravidian architecture. It is also called Dakshina Meru, Meru of the South. Built by Chola Emperor Rajaraja I between 1003 and 1010 centuries, the temple is a part of the UNESCO World Heritage Site known as the Great Living Chola Temples, along with the Chola-era Gangaikonda Cholapuram Temple and Brihadiswara Temple, which are about 70 kilometers and 40 kilometers to its northeast respectively. The original monuments of this 11th century temple were built around a moat. It included Gopura, the main temple, its massive tower. Inscriptions, frescoes and sculptures predominantly related to Shaivism but also of Vaishnavism and Shaktism. The temple was damaged in its history and some artwork is now missing. Additional mandapam and monuments were added in the centuries that followed. The temple now stands amidst fortified walls that were added after the 16th century. Built using granite, the Vimana Tower above the shrine is one of the tallest in South India. The temple has a massive colonnaded prakara, corridor and one of the largest Shiva lingas in India. It is also famed for the quality of its sculpture, as well as being the location that commissioned the brass Nataraja, Shiva as the Lord of Dance, in the 11th century. The complex includes shrines for Nandi, Parvati, Muruganan, Ganesha, Sabhapati, Dakshinamurti, Chandashvara, Varahi, Thiagarajar of Thiruvarur, Siddhar Karuvurar, and others. The temple is one of the most visited tourist attractions in Tamil Nadu. Raja Chola, who commissioned the temple, called it Raja Rajeshwaram, literally the temple of the god of Raja. A later inscription in the Brihadiswara shrine calls the temple's deity Periya Udaya Nayanar, which appears to be the source of the modern names Brihadiswara and Peruvudayar Kovil. A spectrum of Dravidian temple styles continued to develop from the 5th to the 9th century over the Chalukya era rule, as evidenced in Aihole, Badami and Pattadakal, and then with the Pallava era as witnessed at Mamallapuram and other monuments. Thereafter, between 850 and 1280, Cholas emerged as the dominant dynasty. The early Chola period saw a greater emphasis on securing their geopolitical boundaries and less emphasis on architecture. In the 10th century, within the Chola Empire, emerged features such as the multifaceted columns with projecting square capitals. This, states art historians, signaled the start of the new Chola style. This South Indian style is most fully realized both in scale and detail in the Brihadiswara Temple built between 1003 and 1010 by the Chola king Raja. The main temple, along with its gopurams, is from the early 11th century. The temple also saw additions, renovations, and repairs over the next 1000 years. The raids and wars, particularly between Raja of Madurai and Thanjavur kings, caused damage. These were repaired by dynasties that regained control. In some cases, the rulers attempted to renovate the temple with faded paintings by ordering new murals on top of the older ones. In other cases, they sponsored the addition of shrines. The significant shrines of Kartikeya, Murugan, Parvati, Amman, and Nandi are from the 16th and 17th century Nayaka era. Similarly, the Dakshinamurti shrine was built later. It was well maintained by Marathas of Thanjavur. The Brihadiswara Temple's plan and development utilizes the axial and symmetrical geometry rules. It is classified as Perunkoil, also called Madakoil, a big temple built on a higher platform of a natural or man-made mounds. The temple complex is a rectangle that is almost 2 stacked squares covering 241 meters east to west and 122 meters north to south. In this space are 5 main sections: the Sanctum with the towering superstructure or Srivimana, the Nandi Hall in front or Nandi Mandapam, and in between these the main community hall or Mukhamandapam, the great gathering hall or Mahamandapam, and the pavilion that connects the great hall with the Sanctum or Antrala. The temple complex integrates a large pillared and covered veranda or prakara in its spacious courtyard with a perimeter of about 450 meters for circumambulation. Outside this pillared veranda, there are 2 walls of enclosure, the outer one being defensive and added in 70 and 57 by the French colonial forces with gun holes, with the temple serving as an arsenal. They made the outer wall high, isolating the temple complex area. On its east end is the original main gopuram or gateway that is barrel vaulted. It is less than half the size of the main temple's vimana. Additional structures were added to the original temple after the 11th century, such as a mandapa in its northeast corner and additional gopurams or gateways on its perimeters to allow people to enter and leave from multiple locations. Some of the shrines and structures were added during the Pandya, Nayaka, Vijayanagara and Maratha era before the colonial era started, and these builders respected the original plans and symmetry rules. Inside the original temple courtyard, along with the main sanctum and Nandi Mandapam, are 2 major shrines, one for Kartikeya and for Parvati. The complex has additional smaller shrines. This temple continued the Hindu temple traditions of South India by adopting architectural and decorative elements, but its scale significantly exceeded the temples constructed before the 11th century. The Chola-era architects and artisans innovated the expertise to scale up and build, particularly with heavy stone, and to accomplish the 63.4 meters high towering Vimana. The temple faces east and once had a water moat around it. This has been filled up. The fortified wall now runs around this moat. The two walls have ornate gateways called the Gopurams. These are made from stone and display entablature. The main gateways are on the east side. The first one is called the Keralantakan Tiruvasal, which means the sacred gate of the Keralantakan. The word Keralantakan was the surname of King Rajaraja who built it. About 100 meters ahead is the inner courtyard Gopuram called the Rajarajan Tiruvasal. This is more decorated than the Keralantakan Tiruvasal, such as with its Adhishthanam relief work narrating scenes from the Puranas and other Hindu texts. The inner eastern Gopuram leads to a vast courtyard in which the shrines are all signed to east-west and northwest cardinal directions. The complex can be entered either on one axis through a 5-story Gopuram or with the second access directly to the huge main quadrangle through a smaller freestanding Gopuram. The Gopuram of the main entrance is 30 meter high, smaller than the Vimana. The main temple-related monuments and the Great Tower is in the middle of this courtyard. Around the main temple that is dedicated to Shiva are smaller shrines, most of which are aligned axially. These are dedicated to his consort Parvati, his sons Murugan and Ganesha, Nandi, Varahi, Karuvur Deva, that is the guru of Rajaraja Chola, Chandeshwara and Nataraja. The Nandi Mandapam has a monolithic seated bull facing the sanctum. In between them are stairs leading to a columned porch and community gathering hall. Then an inner mandapa connecting to the Pradakshina Patha or circumambulation path. The Nandi, bull, facing the Mukh Mandapam weighs about 25 tons. It is made of a single stone and is about 2 meter in height, 6 meter in length and 2.5 meter in width. The image of Nandi is a monolithic one and is one of the largest in the country. As a World Heritage Monument, the temple and the premises comes under the Archaeological Survey of India, which falls under the Ministry of Culture of the Government of India, to ensure safety, preservation and restoration. The surrounding facilities have been upgraded to create an ambience worthy of the grandeur of this ancient marvel, with lighting, signage and facilities for devotees and visitors. The lighting of the monument is designed to enhance the natural color of the stone along with the sculptural forms adorning all corners of the temple. The restoration has been undertaken by the Archaeological Survey of India. The sanctum is at the center of the western square. It is surrounded by massive walls that are divided into levels by sharply cut sculptures and pilasters providing deep bays and recesses. Each side of the sanctuary has a bay with iconography. The interior of the Sanctum Sanctorum hosts an image of the primary deity, Shiva, in the form of a huge stone linga. It is called Karuvarai, a Tamil word that means womb chamber. This space is called Garbhagriha in other parts of India. Only priests are allowed to enter this innermost chamber. In the Tamizhan style, the sanctum takes the form of a miniature Vimana. It has the inner wall together with the outer wall, creating a path around the sanctum for circumambulation or pradakshina. The entrance is highly decorated. The inside chamber is the Sanctum Sanctorum, which houses the Brihad Linga. The main Vimana or Shikhara is a massive 16-story tower, of which 13 are tapering squares. It dominates the main quadrangle. It sits above a 30.18 meters sided square. The tower is elaborately articulated with pilaster, piers and attached columns, which are placed rhythmically covering every surface of the Vimana. The temple is dedicated to Shiva in the form of a huge linga, his abstract aniconic representation. It is 29 feet high, occupying 2 stories of the sanctum. It is one of the largest monolithic linga sculptures in India. Sculptures on the Mahamandapam walls, north side, south side, Bhairava, Shiva, Ganesha, Mahishasura Mardini, Durga, Vishnu Saraswati, Gajalakshmi. The Sikhara, a cupolic dome, 25 tons, is octagonal and rests on a single block of granite, weighing 80 tons. The Shaivism temple celebrates all major Hindu traditions by including the primary deities of the Vaishnavism and Shaktism tradition in the great mandapa of the main temple. The distribution of the deities is generally symmetric except for the east entrance side, which provide for the door and walkway. In addition to the main deities, each side provides for Divarapalas or guardians and various other sculptures. The vestibule has 3 stone sculptures that is intricately carved and mural paintings. The ground floor level sanctum walls have the following sculptures. East wall, Lingudbhava, standing Shiva. South wall, Dakshinamurti. West wall, Harihara, and north wall, Ardhanarishvara. On the second floor, Shiva's Tripurantaka form in different postures is depicted corresponding to these sculptures. Above these floors, the Sri Vimana towers above in 13 stories, Talas. Above these stories is a single square block of granite weight, 80 tons, and 7.77 meters side. On top of this block, at its corners are Nandi pairs each about 1.98 meters by 1.68 meters in dimension. Above the center of this granite block rises the Griva, the Sikhara, and the finial stupi of Tamil Hindu temple architecture. This stupi is 3.81 meters in height and was originally covered with gold. The Sikhara at the top is cupola-shaped and weighs 25 tons. Each story of this tower is decorated with kutas and salas. The shrinking square tower architecture of this temple differs from the tower at the Chola temple at Gangaikonda Soliswaram because this is straight in contrast to the latter, which is curvilinear. The temple's Sri Vimana magnitude has made it a towering landmark for the city. The upper story corridor wall of the Aditala is carved with 81 of the 108 dance karanas, postures of Natya Sastra. This text is the basis of the Bharatanatyam, the classical dance of Tamil Nadu. The 27 unrepresented karanas are blank blocks of stone, and it is unclear why these were not carved. The 81 postures carved suggest the significance of this classical Indian dance form by early 11th century. The Garbhagriha is square and sits on a plinth. This is molded and 0.5 meters thick. It consists of Upapitham and Adhishthanam, respectively 140 centimeters and 360 centimeters thick. The two mandapa, namely Mahamandapa and Mukhamandapa, are square plan structures axially aligned between the sanctum and the Nandi Mandapa. The Mahamandapa has 6 pillars on each side. This too has artwork. The Vitankar and Rajaraja first bronze statues are here, but these were added much later. The Mahamandapa is flanked by 2 giant stone Dwarapalas. It is linked to the Mukhamandapa by stairs. The entrance of the Mukhamandapa also has Dwarapalas. Within the Mandapa are 8 small shrines for Dikpalas, or guardian deities of each direction, such as Agni, Indra, Varuna, Kubra and others. These were installed during the rule of Chola king Rajendra I. Inscriptions indicate that this area also had other iconography from major Hindu traditions during the Chola era, but these are now missing. The original 8 shrines included those for Surya, the sun god, Saptamatrikas, 7 mothers, Ganesha, Murugan, Jeshta, Chandra, the moon god, Chandeshwara and Bhairava. Similarly, in the western wall, Chella was a massive granite Ganesha built during Rajaraja first era, but who is now found in the Tiruchirumando Churumaligai, southern veranda. Of the Shaktism traditions, are 7 mothers, only Varahi survives in a broken form. Her remnants are now found in a small modern era brick Varahi shrine in the southern side of the courtyard. The original version of the others, along with their original Chola shrines, are missing. The temple has an underneath layer of Chola frescoes on the Sanctum walls along the circumambulatory pathway. The painters used natural pigments and infused it into the wet limestone layer as it was setting in. The Chola frescoes were largely of Shaivism themes. The frescoes narrate Hindu mythology. Most frescoes are related to Shiva, but the 11th century Chola frescoes also show Vishnu, Durga and others, as well as scenes of Chola royalty, courtly and common life. The temple walls have numerous inscriptions in Tamil and Grantha scripts. The temple complex has 64 inscriptions of Rajaraja Chola I, 29 inscriptions of Rajendra Chola I, one each of Vikrama Chola, Kulottunga I and Rajamahendra or Rajendra II, 3 of a probable Pandyan king, 2 of Nayaka rulers, namely Achyutapa Nayaka and Mallappa Nayaka. The temple employed Devadasis who were dancers and singers of devotional hymns. Built in the year 10th century by Chola Emperor Rajaraja I in Thanjavur, the temple is popularly known as the Big Temple.